Sudan's ambassador to the US has called for concrete steps against countries that back the paramilitary rapid support forces following widespread reports of atrocities carried out by its fighters in the city of el-Fasher. The RSF denies those reports. On Thursday, the RSF said it would agree to a humanitarian ceasefire as proposed by the US and Arab nations. Sudan's military-led government has yet to agree to it, and officials say they're cautious due to previous failed ceasefires. Meanwhile, Sudanese state media says the RSF launched drone strikes on Khartoum on Friday. Raids were also reported in the town of Atbara, north of Sudan's capital. The RSF has not claimed responsibility. The United Nations is warning of intensified hostilities in Sudan, despite the RSF's endorsement of the ceasefire. The BBC's Tom Bateman has more from Washington.
Well, we heard from Mohammed Idris, the Sudanese government ambassador to Washington, a call for accountability, he said, for what he called the regional enablers of the RSF. Now, the military-led government in Sudan has always accused the United Arab Emirates of being one of the countries that has armed the RSF. The UAE, for its part, has always denied that, despite the fact that there has been evidence compiled by the UN and independent experts pointing to the Emiratis arming the rapid support forces in Sudan. And all of this, of course, in the context of the RSF now having taken el-Fasher after an 18-month siege and widespread allegations of war crimes being carried out by the RSF during their attack on el-Fasher. Now, what happened at the briefing from the ambassador today is his officials showed a group of us reporters videos said to be of the RSF committing war crimes. So we saw videos of soldiers shooting at unarmed people who clearly appeared to be civilians, men boasting about attacks and the numbers of people that they had killed. So clearly the military-led government is trying to get that message across. This comes, of course, in the context of a 2.5-year war, the world's biggest displacement crisis, famine in parts of the country, around 150,000 people killed, and both sides having been accused of a litany of war crimes. Now, the Americans are much more involved than they have been in recent months, with the Trump administration trying to pull together what they've called the Quad of countries. So that's the US and then 3 Arab nations that support opposing sides. So Saudi Arabia and Egypt on the one hand and the United Arab Emirates on the other. Now, they've got those countries to try and agree to a 3-month humanitarian truce, or to try and push the warring parties towards an agreement on a 3-month humanitarian truce. What we had this week was the RSF saying that they were prepared to agree to that, but so far we heard from Mr. Idris in terms of the Sudanese government's response that they say that they are still studying these proposals and at the same time calling on countries to hold to account the RSF for its actions in el-Fasher.
Tom Bateman reporting from Washington there.